Welcome to Mindfulness. In this session, we'll have an opportunity to go through power animals, and we have one of our participants that is holding Himalayan salt as well as red jasper. So heart energy, all about heart energy in this particular session. So why don't we get started? So start by getting grounded. And we'll do that. If you have shoes on, slippers on, please slip them off, or I recommend that you slip them off. If you want to keep them on, it's fine, but it's a little easier to get grounded when you do that. And if you're laying down, then just imagine your feet for a moment. And imagine your feet soaking up earth energy. That earth, loving earth energy, Mother Earth energy is so grounding. And now we also want to call in our energy. So if we had a really busy day or busy moments or perhaps stressful, let's just call in our energy because we may have left it in different activities. Let's call it in, bring it into our bodies. And then let's focus on our breath, bringing our tongue to the roof of the mouth. Slowing our breath down, inhaling and exhaling through our nose. And let's speak to our shoulders, shall we? Let's ask our shoulders to relax because we tend to hold our tension in our shoulders. So breathe. If you wish, you can close your eyes and just do a nice smile. We've got 23 muscles in our face. So when we smile, we're activating 23 muscles. Listen to the sounds in the room, or if you choose, listen to my voice. Become present. If you find your mind wandering, it's okay. Just bring it back to the moment. Keep breathing in and exhaling out. Remembering that Himalayan salt, crystal, heart energy, the red jasper, accompanying us as we become more and more mindful of our bodies, mindful of our breath. And if you find that your mind starts to wander or there's a lot of thoughts, simply ask your mind to become present. Perhaps occupy your mind with inhale, exhale. That way it stays focused. Now I mentioned that we would be reading a card from Power Animals, Oracle cards. So this is going to be our theme for today's mindfulness session. And I'm just going to see if I can remove the cards here. I'm going to shuffle them. I'm going to pick a card and then we'll read the message. What I love about the power animals is I find with the indigenous believe that all the animals have a specific energy and a specific meaning. So in that light, we're picking a power animal. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more, pick a card, and we have antelope. So the antelope is about decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. So in our mindfulness session, we can be decisive about being mindful, being present, making a decision and taking appropriate action. So isn't that appropriate? Take appropriate action in simply noticing our breath, quieting our mind down, and if it wants to stay scattered, just focus on inhale and exhale. Those are some quick decisions we can make in taking action. Now, let me go in and read a little bit more about the antelope. So here it says, If you're going to sit, then sit. If you're going to stand, then stand. If you're going to run, then run. Don't hesitate and don't equivocate. This is not the time for discussion, debate, deliberation, or hesitation. Even choosing to be still and doing nothing can be a wise decision at times, especially in life-threatening circumstances. But let's face it, how often have you actually found yourself in such a situation? And if you ever have, you made it through, didn't you? You've come to a point in your life where it's imperative that your choices are based on the combined will of spirit and instinct, which we call intuition. The more finely tuned you are to your intuition, the more decisive you'll be. You'll see that there's no other way to live. In this situation in particular, that is absolutely the case. So listen, decide, and then act, without hesitation or second guessing. Trust that whatever the outcome is, it is ultimately the will of the Spirit and in the best interest of all concerned. So I'm going to read that last part again, last paragraph. You've come to a point in your life where it's imperative that your choices are based on the combined will of spirit and instinct, which is called intuition. The more finely tuned you are to your intuition, the more decisive you'll be. You'll see that there's no other way to live. In this situation in particular, that is absolutely the case. So listen, decide, and then act, without hesitation or second guessing. Trust that whatever the outcome is, it is ultimately the will of the Spirit and in the best interests of all concerned. Antelope, decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action, which means listening to intuition. So, with our heart energy, the Himalayan salt, heart energy, and a red jasper. If you wish to close your eyes, feel free to do that. And let's focus on the antelope energy, our intuition. How sharp is our intuition? So, let's allow ourselves to be quiet. And here's an opportunity for us to ask ourselves a question and allow our intuition to answer it. For the purpose of mindfulness, let's make it a very simple question. Nothing that is going to be solving a problem, but maybe asking for guidance. Very simple. Or asking our intuition on steps to help us during this mindfulness. What do we need to do? Do we listen to our breath? Do we say inhale, exhale? Do we focus on antelope energy? Do we focus on a crystal? Let's ask our intuition and focus on whatever our intuition tells us. So we'll make it that simple. So for the next 10 minutes, let's stay focused on what our intuition tells us. So I'm going to stay silent. Ask your question of the intuition, your intuition, and then follow it. Take a nice big breath in and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Bring your focus back down to your feet. You're soaking in Mother Earth's energy and just feel your feet. Bring yourself or focus back to your breath as you inhale and exhale through the nose. And now, keeping in mind the Himalayan salt heart crystal and the red jasper, let's come into our heart and allow our heart to expand, because we're so good at giving love. Let's allow ourselves to receive the love. Just feel your heart expand with that energy. Breathe that in and exhale. And now with the next inhalation, keep your gaze on the ground. Slowly open your eyes and become reacquainted with the light. And with the next inhalation, lift your gaze up. Smile and release. And now let's just do a little bit of a stretch. So let's do a rag doll off to the side. So we're just going to allow gravity to take hold of our body, and you're going to notice a nice release in through the neck and the shoulder and a little bit through the side body. So just breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It feels really nice. Just a gentle opening. And then inhale, come back to center, nice and slowly. And let's ragdoll out to the other side, nice and gently. Allow gravity to take hold. Notice the opening in through the neck and the shoulder, the side body. Breathe. And then inhale. Come back to center and exhale. So, intuition. How is that? Just ponder on that. So remember that according to the antelope, the message is about getting really in tune with our intuition so we can make a quick decision and take appropriate action. From my experience, I learned that when I listen to my intuition, that is when I'm more successful with outcomes. And when I trample on my intuition and don't listen, things don't turn out quite as well. So that's my own lesson though, and it took me a bit to understand that. So on that note, again with Himalayan salt heart energy and red jasper crystal, thanks to our wonderful participant. Thank you for joining. Until next time.